Hey, welcome back to Here's the Thing.
Sorry for no episode 18 last week.
Yeah.
Oscars happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're old news now. I don't have anything fun to say about them.
Anthony Hopkins was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was the highlight, really.
That was it.
That was it.
The next day he was like, thank you so much. Cool. And that was it.
And then fucking Trump all of a sudden came back from the shadows and was like, this was the worst Oscars. And we're like...
It was.
Yeah.
In terms of watching it, it was weird. I don't know. It was weird.
Then he was like, bring Jimmy Kimmel back.
I mean, Jimmy Kimmel was a good host.
Yeah.
It was weird. As a viewer, it was like, wow, they could do a lot of cool shit with this, I'm sure. And instead, it was just, I don't know, they didn't blend it well. Like, they'd be talking about the nominees, but they wouldn't say that they were talking about the nominees. They would just start talking about, like, the role of the nominee in the movie they were in. And I was like, oh, cool. But they didn't do it every time. So it was like, huh. And then Laura Dern wore a terrible dress. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah. Top up, very nice. Bottom, it looked like a fucking... like a feather pillow exploded. It was weird. Like, I don't understand fashion. Like, I don't understand why people wear those types of dresses of like, wow, this is really neat and clean and professional up top. And once we hit the waist, fuck it.
I remember the in-between segments with like the little games or whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody was like...
they only did that once.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, cool. And oh man, who was it? She just started swearing.
Oh,
like
Andrew
crazy.
Day. She was like, fuck this. Fuck that. It was funny.
Oh my god. That was probably the highlight of the whole night, actually. But yeah, Oscars happened.
No, Daniel Kaluuya's speech was the highlight.
Oh yeah, I didn't get to see that.
He thanked his parents for having sex.
Go Daniel Kaluuya.
It was great. He started off and he was very serious and he's like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Goes on this very nice speech about how he got to where he is, and it was beautiful. And at the end he's like, man, I'm celebrating tonight. And it's like, oh hell yeah, go you, Daniel Kaluuya. And he's like, because life is beautiful. Like, think about it. I'm only here because my parents had sex. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad. And it was just really funny because they cut to his parents and his mom was just sitting there like, what the fuck did you just say?
Everybody's laughing and she just stone-faced.
Oh, she was pissed. She was very much like, why would you talk about that? What's new?
Dominoes is making more commercials, and someone in their marketing team was like, yo, you know that mascot we had in the 90s that nobody remembers? Let's bring him back. So they brought back the Noid. And for those who don't remember the Noid, I don't blame you.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
Nobody knows the fucking Noid. I don't know why they brought it back. It's this weird fucking dude in a bunny outfit that tries to stop your pizza from coming, and it makes no sense. And I watched it and I went, why? They made a video game about it. It was terrible.
Oh, I Googled it.
Yeah,
I know what that is. Yeah, why?
Yeah, you see it and you're like, oh yeah, that fucking thing. Why is that? Why do I know about that?
Yeah.
It's weird. And they brought him back with like really weird CGI. Yeah. Here's a picture of him. It looks fucking weird.
No, I'm not saying oh my god to that.
What's the oh my god?
Domino's is bringing back the Noid. The Noid is a mascot that once drove a man to take hostages.
What? Wait, how? Was it like a Catcher in the Rye situation?
No. Moments into this guy's work shift at a Domino's pizza restaurant, his first customer of the day whipped out a gun, rounded the corner of the counter, and demanded $100,000 and a white limousine to serve as a getaway car, and he insisted on talking to the company's owner about it directly. 5 hours, 2 hostages, and a standoff with police later, this 1989 incident had become an example of a bizarre misunderstanding gone outrageously wrong. The subject was the devilish buck-toothed rabbit-eared mascot of Domino's, which coincidentally shared the gunman's last name. Kenneth Lamar Noid, who was 22, was having an ongoing feud in his mind with the owner of Domino's Pizza about the commercials. Apparently, he thought they're aimed at him. And now the Noid, who is a red claymation character, not a real person, has returned to Domino's commercials nearly 3 decades after the multinational chain phased him out. The company announced last week the Noid's rebound, which will include appearances in the Crash Bandicoot gaming series, coincides with a Domino's marketing push around its testing of driverless cars meant to streamline pizza delivery.
So get ready for some new hostage situations, apparently. That's fucking insane.
I think that's crazy that happened, but I hate that this story is just like, they're bringing him back. Cool. Like, I personally could give a fuck. Like, I sound uninterested. I'm just exhausted.
It's weird.
I think it's stupid. I think that's stupid.
Like, who cares? This isn't a thing where people are like, oh, the Noid.
Well, also, like, no one has mascots anymore.
Yeah.
So it's stupid. Like, who's gonna give a fuck?
Chester Cheetah got phased out. All that shit got phased out.
Like, Tony the Tiger. Is him? I think I don't have cable.
I mean,
I don't know what's in these commercials anymore.
They're simplifying all the logos now. There's no mascots. There's barely any detail anymore.
They got rid of the fox and Firefox.
They got rid of the fox.
But no, I think it's stupid. I think this is fucking stupid. Because, like, first of all, this shouldn't be making headlines.
No.
Like, this shouldn't be a story that, like, I read that story in the Washington Post. That's where I just read that from.
I was expecting, like, a third-party fucking magazine.
No, that was Washington Post. That's stupid. Like, no one should really give a shit. I don't give a shit. I think there's so much happening. I'm just too tired to give a fuck. And I sure as shit don't care about the Domino's mascot from the 80s making a comeback to coincide with Crash Bandicoot. Like, first of all, I'd rather just see Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Secondly, I still am not confident in what a Bandicoot is. And thirdly, I still don't fucking care about the Noid. The Noid? The Noid.
The Noid, yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Like,
also, I feel like putting the Noid in Crash Bandicoot doesn't bring Crash Bandicoot up a peg. It's bringing Crash Bandicoot down a couple pegs.
Nah, it won't do that. Crash Bandicoot's the shit. Everybody
I know.
But I just think it's stupid. Like,
it is stupid.
This shouldn't be news. This is stupid. And if it, like, just bring him in. Don't be like, we're bringing him back. No one fucking cares. Because the people that are old enough to know who he is are like, okay. And young people don't fucking care.
Yeah,
like,
they don't care.
When I got Domino's in college, I didn't give a shit. I knew the person making my pizza.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she was the manager. But I didn't give a fuck about the store. I didn't care. It was 2 a.m. I just wanted pizza. Now you're telling me that, like, you have a mascot? What am I supposed to do with this information?
I didn't even read anything about it. I just was, like, in bed, tired, about to go to bed, and then I saw the commercial come on, and I was like, what the fuck?
We got 2 weeks of news to talk about, and you walk in with Domino's is bringing a mascot back. Buddy, come on now.
I was just fucking weirded out by it. I was like, why?
Stupid.
It is stupid. Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Fuck Mother's Day.
This is coming out on Mother's Day.
Stupid holiday. That's not saying moms are stupid. Moms are great. Mother's Day is stupid. Because you either get the moms that are like, every day is Mother's Day when you're a mom, or you get the moms that are like, what are we doing? What are you doing for me? It's like, bitch.
My mom's like, give me a phone call.
My mom's like, you owe me money. That's my mom.
Yeah. Tax returns, my guy.
No, it turns out she got mad at me. So my mom filed her taxes and shit and claimed me. And I was like, that's fucking stupid. And she texted me. She's like, did you claim yourself? I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to. She went, you're supposed to check. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm 23. Who am I checking with? Who's claiming me? Why? Like, my dad has access to my fucking bank account. He sees the shit I buy. He sees every purchase on my debit card. All of them. Which is really fucking annoying. Because sometimes I'll go and buy myself shit and he'll be like, why'd you buy that? And I'll be like, because I like records and new shoes. Like the other week, I bought 6 albums and a pair of shoes and spent most of my money. And he went, why'd you do that? And my actual response was, I don't know. And he doesn't claim me on his taxes. And he puts money in my bank account when shit like that happens. He'll be like, stop doing that. I put some money in your account. Mom doesn't do that shit. My mom tried to claim me on her taxes. My mom got audited.
Oh, she did get audited.
Oh, yeah. The IRS was like, we're checking that shit out. And so she tells me, I'm like, okay, cool, I guess. I don't know. I've never been audited. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, it's not good. I'm like, well, I know that it's only not good if you know you fucked up. Mm-hmm. So that's telling. She got all mad. I'm like, all right. Then I don't talk to her because she stopped texting me. Because my mom and I don't really talk on the phone that much, but she'll like text me a lot randomly.
Yeah.
Usually when celebrities die.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But so she stopped texting me. I'm like, okay. And I knew why. I was like, because before we stopped talking, she was like, you owe me the money that you got. I'm like, that's not how tax returns work at all. Like, flat out. And I told her, I'm like, I'm sorry.
If you were supposed to get the money, you would have gotten the money.
Yeah, well, not even that. I was like, look, I'm sorry if you feel like I owe you that money. And if this is like a major fight that's about to happen, I'm sorry. But you will never get that fucking money. I don't fucking care. It's not happening. She gets all mad. I leave. I don't talk to her. Mother's Day's coming up, and she randomly texts me. And a little backstory for this part, she never got me my birthday present.
Yeah.
So she texts me, she's like, do you want to go shoe shopping to get your birthday present? Because all I wanted was a $45 pair of Vans.
It's not
that bad.
It's not bad.
I bought myself $140 pairs of Adidas. Like,
which are
pink slip-on Vans. That's a dream. That's a dream right there.
That's all I want.
She doesn't buy them for me. She's like, let's go shoe shopping. I'm like, all right, fuck it. And in my head, I'm like, I know what she's doing because Mother's Day is around the corner. So we go shoe shopping. I buy some shoes. We go out to dinner. At dinner, I'm like, what are you doing on Sunday? I'll take you out to dinner for Valentine's Day. She's like, oh, not Valentine's Day, for Mother's Day. I'm tired. I'm like, I'll take you out to dinner for Mother's Day. She goes, oh, I'm not going to be around. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, what the fuck? So I cover dinner. I'm like, I'll cover. She goes to the bathroom. I just flag down the waitress, give her my card, cover dinner. And my mom comes back from the bathroom and she's like, oh, great, you covered dinner. We can knock that off what you owe me. I'm like, I'm not paying you any money. This was your Mother's Day present because you're not going to be around. I don't owe you $2,000. And she's like, I'd appreciate it if you didn't have such an attitude about it because I ended up paying $600 to the IRS. And I, in my mother's face, went, ha! And then she got all mad. And I was like, I don't fucking, what? That's not my problem. Like that honestly,
just proves my point.
That proves every point. Like, yo, you owe me $2,000. No, I don't. That's not how that works. And if you have nothing to worry about, you'll be all right. 3 weeks later, I ended up paying $600. Wow, sounds like you really fucked up, huh?
Sounds like you owed somebody else money.
Sounds like you fucked that up, didn't you? That's a bummer, ain't it? So that might be affecting my opinion of Mother's Day this year. But nah, I usually don't. I'm bad at holidays, flat out. So like Mother's Day, I usually take my mom to dinner or buy her a nice card and like a couple flowers. I
mean, you're good at like the big important holidays.
No, I'm terrible.
Friendsgiving was good.
Friendsgiving, I cooked. I'm good at cooking.
Great holiday.
I'm bad at holidays. Like so Allie and I got back together. And
yeah, BT dubs.
Yeah, and I'm so bad at holidays. Like Christmas was coming around and she got me so much shit. Not bad shit, but she got me so much. And I was like, I don't know what to fucking get her. And so I asked her what she wanted. And she got all upset because I didn't know what to get her. And I had to ask what she wanted. And I'm like, bitch.
Really?
Not like actually upset, but she's like, I hate when people ask me. Like, you know me. You should know what to get me.
I was about to say, like, ask for Raquel like 100 times.
Dude, people ask me what I want. It's simple. Movies, records, or to be left the fuck alone.
Oh, like, you were the easiest to buy for.
I'm so easy to buy for. It's like, give me a hip-hop album I don't own or a random album that you think I'd like. I'm happy with that. And shut up. Just stop talking. Give me a day of I don't have to do my laundry. That'd be a great gift. That'd be an amazing gift. But I'm terrible at getting gifts. Like I got her a bathrobe and slippers. And she would bring the bathrobe here and she forgot it every time.
Yeah, I saw that bathrobe
she'd be like, I love it so much. She would wear it to the bathroom to take a piss after sex. That's when she would wear that bathrobe. Perfect.
Exactly what the robe's for.
But when she took a shower, she never wore the fucking bathrobe. I was always just like, why did I buy a cum towel? Like, what just happened? But
that was an expensive cum towel.
That's a $150 cum rag. That's ass. That sucks. But like my dad is another example. Christmas comes around, I don't know what to fucking get the guy. I know that he likes cooking, bike rides, books, TV shows. He's big into foreign movies. But when Christmas comes around, I'm like, what do you want? He goes, nothing. I'm like, cool. I call my little sister. I'm like, what are you going to get him? She's like, I don't know. I'm like,
oh yeah, the great sibling phone call. I'm like, this where is you're great. Like, I don't know what I'm going to get him.
Well, but then for my stepmom, who is actually my ex-stepmother, we have a family group chat, all the siblings, and we'll all pitch in. Like, we got her a Keurig one year. We all pitched in one year and got her like a spa vacation getaway for a week. We know what to get her. My dad, my little sister, and I, lost in the woods. Nothing.
Yeah, last year, my sister, my brother, and I had like a group phone call about our dad, and we're like, what are any of us getting him?
Yeah, like...
don't know.
It's awful. But then, here's how I think I'm a walking representation of the duality of man. So I'm terrible at big holidays when it's like the gift is required. Except for Valentine's Day. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'll knock the fuck out of Valentine's Day. You tell me that you don't know what to do for somebody on Valentine's Day, I got you. I'll tell you exactly what to do. You're trying to ask a girl out, you're scared, you don't know what to do, you're not sure if it'll work, bro. I'm in there. You've been dating for 10 years, you don't know what to do? Let's go. Like, I will knock Valentine's Day out of the park. I always have since I first got a girlfriend in high school. I love Valentine's Day.
I just love that because I'm flashing back to literally last episode where we went, fuck Valentine's Day, stupid holiday.
It's just stupid. No. That's the thing. It's a stupid fucking holiday. But I killed that holiday.
But you can have fun with it.
So, but like, when it comes to like holidays like birthdays, Christmas, quinceañeras, I'm bad at getting gifts. And I've never been to a quinceañera. But when it comes to random small gifts that I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I knock those shits out of the park. Because Allie's in the middle of her fucking finals for fucking law school, which is fucking stupid. I'm done saying fucking. And so she's super stressed. And she's texting me one night and she's all stressed. I'm so stressed. I'm like, why are you stressed? She's like, well, I could fail. I'm like, well, that's a life thing. I'm like, that technically.
It's going to be every day.
That's every day.
Yeah.
Like, period. With anything. Your foot could fall asleep. You could go to stand up. You could fail.
That was funny.
Just saying.
I like that.
Just saying. Like if you look at everything from a success failure point of view, like, you could fail everything. Period. But instead of saying that, I'm like, I'm sorry.
You got this.
Yeah, I'm like, you can do it. You know, the fans sitting in the stands just, woo, you can do it.
Allie's in the middle of a football field taking a test, just you
and
alone.
So when she gets going about how stressed she is, she just goes. And so she's like, I know, but, and I'm like, no, it's going to be all right. She's like, I know, but, and I'm like, nah, it'll be okay. She's like, I know, but, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
At that point, you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, because then I get to that point, I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. You're going to fail. You suck. You're never going to be a lawyer. Fuck it. And then she gets mad at me, and I'm like, what do you want? But so, instead, I'm just like talking to her, and I got out of work, and I told her I was making dinner and going to my mom's to talk to her about owing my mom $2,000. Because this was while that was happening.
Yeah.
And instead what I did was I went to the store. That wasn't a lie. Got stuff. Not for dinner. That part was a lie. I was like, I'm going to buy her a bunch of shit to relax. And so she loves weed. But I was at Hannaford's. So that was out of the question. And so I went to like the candy aisle. Next best thing. Got her a bunch of candy. Went to the card aisle, got her a little stupid card being like, you're doing great. Went to the, like, health area where you can buy medicines and shit in Hannaford's. It's weird. But they had like healthcare shit. And I was like, cool. And they had face masks. And I was like, oh, she likes face masks. I know I like face masks. She literally got me face masks for our anniversary.
Yeah.
Because
I remember the basket.
I fuck with face masks. She says she fucks with face masks, but she doesn't like doing them alone. I personally prefer doing them alone. I don't want to have a sheet of wet shit on my face and have to fake conversation with you. I don't want to talk.
And you have to talk like this.
Yeah, like I want to sit there with music on in my room, little, neighbors stomping on the ceiling. Peace.
Chilling.
She likes to do face masks together, whatever. But I'm like, I know she likes face masks. I didn't know what kind to get her. And they had like 20. So I got 2 of every kind.
It's a lot of face masks.
She's stressed.
You just like layer them.
I literally made that joke. One was called like diamond gloss and the other was 24K gold. And when I saw it, I was like, you can put the diamond and the gold together. I feel like that's fancy. But so I buy that. I get her a candle. I get her like some coffee drinks with almond milk because she's lactose intolerant and doesn't take it seriously. And I'm like, we got to start being healthier. That's part of it. So take that shit seriously. She's like, I know. Buy her all this shit. I'm like, all right, I'm going to my mom's. I'll talk to you later because this probably isn't going to go well. And it's probably going to take a while. She's like, okay, good luck. Drive to Boston. Because, if we're keeping tally, that was another lie. Drive to Boston. Get to Boston. I thought I got a big enough gift bag for all this shit. I ended up carrying the coffees, a bag of popcorn, and the candle in one arm, the bag full of some candies, half the face masks in the other, and then in my hand were a bunch of face masks. Walking from a T station half a mile to her apartment.
It's bad planning, right?
No, it was great. I made eye contact with so many people and they went, nice. Like one guy was like, what'd you do? And I went, she's stressed. And the dude laughed and the girl he was with went, but in a deep Boston accent. So it made me like, a little.
Oh yeah, you're like, that's gross.
But nah, not gross, but just like, oh, you're a lucky man, I hope. But so I get to her apartment and knowing Allie, I'm like, all of her fucking shades are going to be drawn. Windows are going to be closed. And she's just going to be sitting in bed studying. I was right. So I come around her apartment. I see all the windows shut and the blinds closed. And I call her. And I'm like, hey, you can't be mad. She's like, can't be mad about what? I'm like, just don't fucking be mad. She's like, about what? I'm like, just say you won't be mad. She's like, mad about what? I went, I'm outside. She's like, what? And all of a sudden I see a shade just fucking, but she checked the wrong side. So I see the window like shade move and I went, wrong window. And then I see the other window in the shade and I'm like, could you just open the door? My hands are full. So I go inside, I drop it off. She's like, oh, this is so cute. And because I had to work the next day, I literally dropped it off, hung out for an hour, fucking left. I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
It's like, good to see you. Hope you like the shit.
Yeah.
Sign here.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just dropping this off. Some guy said you might want him. But
I got lost. I got stuck in a UPS truck. Thank God he dropped me off here.
I'm just helping a buddy out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fucking happened. And then I went to work the next day. And everybody was like, what'd you do last night? And I was like, I went to Boston. And my boss is like, you fucking did what? I was like, I went to Boston. She was like, why? And I went, my girl was stressed. And they went, you went down to give that some a de-stressed dick? And I went, nah, I didn't have sex. And my buddy Marvin went, you drove to Boston and back to make it to work on time the next day. And you ain't get shit. And I went, I am flawed.
It's called investment, Marvin.
No, I looked at Marvin. I'm like, I am a flawed man. I am aware. And that made everybody laugh. And I was like, cool. Glad we're having a good day. It was a bad day. If it's a Saturday or Sunday, chances are
it's a bad day.
It's not a bad day. It's just a bad time. Today, my coworker B almost cried. And so I was like, oh, I was champion today. But so at one point I'm in the fucking walk-in grabbing a bunch of shit, and all of a sudden the door opens and it's B, and I could see on her face, I'm like, what's up? She goes, I need this. And I'm like, no, you don't. She's like, no. And she reaches and grabs something. And she went, I need this. And I'm like, okay, cool. I thought you were going to cry in the walk-in. And then I kicked the door open. I went, no crying in the fucking walk-in, B. And I ran out. But it was just really funny because then she just walked out. I was like, yeah, we've all been there. I've cried in the walk-in before. It's a good time. I've also caught a coworker crying in the walk-in, giving them shit and been like, you think I don't want to cry in the walk-in? I always want to cry in the walk-in. It's a great place. No one can hear you. It's awesome. You could sit in a walk-in. This is a little kitchen secret. You could sit in the walk-in. It's a giant metal fucking box with an airtight sealed door. And you could scream anything. You could admit that you know who killed JFK. No one will know. It's great.
If you get locked in there, you're fucked.
Nah, that's why there's those
little knobs.
Little plastic knobs. You just gotta twirl them, and eventually the locking mechanism on the other side of the door will just fall off.
Oh, that's what that does?
Yeah, it's an emergency lock release.
Oh, I didn't know
That's exactly what that's for.
Oh, I thought it just unlocked it. It just makes it fall off.
No, it takes it doesn't break the door because you can just latch it back on, but it's specifically made to
just detach everything.
Yeah, break it off.
I get you. The only fun thing I had at work today was I was just serving shit. And then this old lady came up.
Your new job?
I got a new job. That's true. This is one of my last days, and actually, it was really funny. This woman came up, gave her shit. I said something small because we had this lady's a regular. Said something small about Bitcoin. Little joke we have running. And then she went off on every single cryptocurrency for about 5 minutes.
I hate people like that.
And I looked out the window and there was a line to the street. I'm like, look, I really don't like cutting people off. Because I'm in the service industry.
Yeah, like, but it's rude.
I'm like, I got customers.
But you gotta shut the fuck up, lady.
I was like, if you're at the second window, maybe, but you're at the first window. There's no, like, people can't get served. I gotta let you go. And she was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. She took off, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, back to work.
I love and hate people like that because on the one hand, I'm like, oh, it's cute, you like stuff. And on the other hand, when they just start going and going and going, it's like, buddy, I didn't say that I like this stuff.
Yeah, I was like, well, for a minute, I was like, okay, I'm learning some stuff. And then at a certain point, I was like, we're not talking.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
There's a joke, not a joke. There's a comedian that talked about basically this woman wrote him this letter when her son passed away tragically.
Yeah.
Thanking the comedian for being like, my son loved you. He thought you were great. He was such a fan. He felt seen through your stories. Really connected with you. Thank you so much. Comedian called the mom, thanking her profusely. I really appreciated the letter. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. It was an amazing letter. Thank you. You know what the lady said?
What?
My son was the fan. And when people get going on topics that it's like, yeah, maybe I'll invest in Dogecoin, and then somebody's just like, cryptocurrency and this and this and this. It's like, buddy, I don't actually know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, I don't need to know what goes into it. I don't care. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of older people that are obsessed with cryptocurrency.
Well, you know why, right?
Well, because it's fucking profitable.
Not even that. It's because they were raised in a time when people learned about the stock market and shit and paid attention to it. Like, my grandfather used to sit and read about the stocks just in the newspaper. Yeah. Just reading the stories on how the stock market was going. I can do that. I still don't fucking do that. So, like, because now cryptocurrencies have been affecting the stock market, those people that sit there, largely older people, and read about the stock market are just inherently learning more about cryptocurrency than the people using the cryptocurrency. Like, they know how it works better than the people that are like, yeah, I'll buy an NFT. I still don't know what it fucking is. I don't care.
Not fucking translatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I say that a lot of old people are talking about it because another old guy, not 5 minutes before that woman came up, asked me, "Are you watching SNL to see if Elon Musk says anything about Dogecoin in case it changes?" And I'm like,
dude, that'd be awesome.
I mean, it would be funny.
That'd be so cool. I also, online, people are like not excited for Elon Musk to host, and I don't understand it.
It's a weird phenomenon because like there's so many. Usually SNL is hosted by like actors or like you know, entertainment celebrities.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk is just like this billionaire that's hilarious.
Yeah, but he's also a pop culture icon.
True, that's true.
He like, I don't know. I feel first of all, I feel like it doesn't matter, because I feel like I've been saying this a lot. Who fucking cares? Like, I feel like it doesn't matter at all. But like, I'm gonna go through hosts.
I just don't want to see fucking Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates popping up on SNL and being like, "Hey, I'm hosting." And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they won't, because I think they don't have the pop culture power.
No.
But like, I'm looking for a good example because now I'm on the list of people that have hosted. Lance Armstrong hosted.
Oh shit! Really?
Exactly.
Oh wait, didn't Michael Phelps host?
Probably.
I think he did. Yeah.
Probably.
I think he did. Yeah.
B. Arthur hosted. That makes sense. She was on Golden Girls.
Yeah, Golden Girls. That must have actually been funny. I like
probably.
B. Arthur was
a bitch, but in a good way. All right, I'll say it. I'd tap.
I was gonna say, you remind me of B. Arthur.
Fuck you.
Just an attitude, spirit.
Tom Brady hosted.
Oh, that must have been dry as shit.
Fuck you.
Tom, you don't go to Tom Brady looking for comedy. Go to Tom Brady to watch a ball spin real fast.
Who the fuck is Delta Burke?
Oh, Delta Burke? She was a movie star in the 80s, I want to say.
Yeah, she was.
I only know that because Bob's Burgers had a whole episode about that. Gary
Busey hosted. That must have been terrifying for any and all interns. But yeah, like with fucking Elon Musk, it's like, first of all, I don't get why people actually give a shit. Like, young people are like, I'm not gonna watch. It's like, you weren't watching to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to watch it, watch it. If not, don't. But it doesn't matter. Plus, what if it's funny? What if there are funny skits?
True.
Like, what if it's a good episode and now you're just being a dick?
Mm-hmm. I'm just curious about what they're gonna do because they play on like, oh, Elon Musk is known for this. This person's known for this. I wonder what they're gonna do. They're definitely gonna have a Tesla skit. Definitely gonna.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna mention Dogecoin at some point.
Maybe.
Watch it go up or down.
Maybe.
That would be fantastic in live time. Watch Dogecoin either hit the ground.
I really think that people are riding this Dogecoin thing a little too hard. I don't think it's gonna do much.
Oh, I think it would be, but wouldn't it be so fucking funny?
Yeah, but it won't happen. Like, it's not gonna happen.
No. I'll just won't watch the episode and watch Dogecoin. If it hits the floor, I'd be like, oh, something happened.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think it's stupid.
Oh, it's stupid. It's a joke currency.
No, not Dogecoin. The fact that people think that he can affect this shit that much. He can't.
He can affect Tesla, but that's about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Steve Forbes hosted. There you go.
Of Forbes magazine?
Yes, the editor-in-chief at Forbes magazine once hosted.
That's weird.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
Who the fuck was like, yo, Steve Forbes, I'm gonna listen for that.
Buddy.
That's weird.
I have no fucking idea.
Yo.
But yeah.
But yeah.
That's all I really got.
Elon Musk is hosting SNL.
That's cool.
Billie Eilish released that new song. Everybody's listening to it.
Billie Eilish is releasing a new album.
When is it coming out? I forget.
Like July.
Ah, sweet. And she just released all those new cover shots for, what was it? It was for
It's for fucking Vogue.
Vogue. That's what it is.
One of the most iconic magazines ever.
I'm tired. And everybody, I love the split that people are having where one side's like, I can't believe she sold out and she's sexualizing herself now. And then the other half are just reasonable people that are like, Yo, she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
She's gonna sell albums either way.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Everybody hates Kanye. Man sells his music.
A lot of albums get sold.
You know how you gonna get relevant before your album comes out? Do some shit. Best way to do some shit, just do it. Kanye West one day donated like $3 million to one thing. No, he released an interview with Charlemagne. There's a really good, eye-opening interview on him and where he was at with his bipolar disorder.
Okay.
That same day, he was on TMZ and he said that slavery was a choice.
That was that same day?
The same fucking day.
I remember where I was when that happened.
Yep. and you know what ended up happening?
Nothing.
No, the album went to number one.
Well, that.
Debuted at number one. He did the same thing with Life of Pablo. He did the same thing with Yeezus with the I Am a God.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way to sell your units and get out there is to do shit. And a really smart way to do that, in Billie Eilish's, to her credit, is to go, hey, I'm changing my entire fucking image.
Mm-hmm.
And then go, also, new album in 2 months.
Yeah, the theme, her like whole image changes with the theme of her albums.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome.
I think my only issue is she dyed her hair blonde and not her eyebrows to match.
That's what looks weird.
It bugs me just enough for me to notice every time. I
have this thing where I'll look at somebody and something will bother me, but I won't know what it is until somebody fucking points it out. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's the eyebrows.
It's that her hair she looks great.
Yeah.
But her hair looks good blonde, but she didn't dye her eyebrows, and her natural hair color is so dark that it's like...
It's noticeable.
Oh, it's so noticeable.
So noticeable that me subconsciously went, there's something wrong here, and I don't really think about what it is.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I'll help
Did you see the meme that people are like, she looks like the guy from Peaky Blinders?
Cillian Murphy deserves to be known as more than that.
I couldn't remember his name.
I'll fight you on that.
I couldn't remember his
But
name.
no, the fact that you recognize him from a show you don't fucking watch, buddy.
It's impressive on his ability to reach people that haven't even seen his show.
You've seen his movies?
Probably.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You seen Batman Begins?
Oh, yeah, he was Scarecrow.
Yeah, he was Scarecrow. He was Scarecrow. You seen 28 Days Later? He was the star. You seen Inception? He's Robert Fisher.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
I didn't like him as Scarecrow.
Not enough to know his fucking name.
I'm bad at names, man.
You recognized an actress by her name from the 80s that I've never heard of.
Because I watch Bob's Burgers too much.
That's on you.
That is on me.
But yeah, I did see that people are saying she looks like him. And they do look alike.
The angle and lighting which hit her, it was in
certain photos, it's like, nah, I see it.
Yeah, it's there.
And I watched all of Invincible.
Yeah, I keep seeing the fucking this meme.
You should watch it. It's really good. It's really, really good. It was really good.
What was your favorite part? I don't care about spoilers if you want to say your favorite shit.
Yeah, fuck it. First of all, the series as a whole was so great, and the finale was really great, because the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a letdown, and I don't even want to talk about it. It just...
Yeah, I watched it for the episode last week. We forgot we didn't record, and I'm like, maybe I won't even bring it up this week.
It was just a letdown.
Yeah.
I wanted more. I was let down. But Invincible was awesome. And so it's basically this kid, and his dad is essentially Superman, and he realizes he has powers. And so his dad's like, I'll train you. And that's essentially the whole first episode. His dad's like, I'll train you. Son's like, okay, cool. And he starts learning how to fly, and a big problem he has is landing. He doesn't know how to land right. And so like he's making craters in his backyard, and it's funny. And then the episode ends, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm in. And then, a couple of the credits roll, and then a scene starts up, and it's effectively the Justice League. And Superman, who's the dad, basically, he just fucking slaughters all of them. He calls them all to what is essentially the Hall of Justice and demolishes them. Just fucking, he grabs, like, the Flash dude, just grabs him by his head, and lifts him up, and he starts squeezing, and then the Flash dude's like, fuck, and he starts just pounding on his chest, and he's using super speed to hit his chest, so his clothes start ripping, and his chest gets all bloodied, and he's coughing up blood, and then he just squeezes the Flash's head like a grape, like an eye pops out, and his head explodes, and then all the other superheroes are like, no, and he like the Batman guy drops down on him and he just grabs his ankle and just splats him on the ground. And all of his innards shoot out, but from his head because of the force that he uses.
It's the G-force.
And then he like grabs another dude and kills him and throws his body, and another superhero catches him and just looks up and goes, fuck. And then the fucking Superman, his name's not Superman, but the dad's fist goes through the lady's fucking face, like through it. And I was just like, this is awesome.
And that's on the first episode?
That's the end of the first episode. I immediately was like, this is great. But then towards the end of the series, because they build it to basically the son's going to realize that the dad is bad. And he does. And so the dad, to show how meaningless human life is, just starts fighting with his son, but killing people while he does it. And so at one point, he crashes through the ground into a train station. And a train's coming, and the dad just grabs his son by his head and holds him straight up as the train just crashes into them. And because they're both effectively invincible, which is why the show's called that, these people are just crashing into them, dying, just exploding. And the son's just taking it. And so it's disgusting and so gory. But I saw a meme, and it was from Spider-Man 2 of when Joey fucking Diaz...
Oh, that's what that means.
Yeah, and he's like, you want to get to him? You got to go through us. And then it shows the dad and the son, and he's just fucking... Oh, it's so good. But it was a really good show, and I'm hype as fuck for more seasons of it.
I just have seen so many memes.
You should watch it. It was so good.
Oh, man.
It was so good.
Is it just because he's like... Is the dad, like... immortal, or is he just invincible?
They explain it.
Yeah. Because with human life, is he just like, we're gonna outlive them, fuck them? And
they explain it.
Cool.
You should watch it.
I'm going to, yeah.
It's good.
Which one is it on? What platform?
Amazon Prime.
Okay, cool. I would love to.
Amazon Prime.
I just love the meme where it shows the poster and it's like this much of it. Somebody goes, oh, so he's like Spider-Man, but his life doesn't suck.
I saw it, and then it's just sad.
And then it's just sad pain.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes, I was like, wow, this is going to be really nice and funny. And then, like, a couple episodes in, I was like, this is getting dark. Like, there were still moments I was like, this is cool. But it was still overall just like, this is a lot.
That seems to be a trend nowadays where it, like, a lot of very serious, dark humor is mixing really, really well with serious, like, serious
have
topics.
you... Have you seen Barry?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the first thing that came to mind.
Barry season 2 was just all about PTSD. Every episode literally started with like a disclaimer of like, "Hey, we're gonna talk about some serious shit." It's a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good show though.
It is a very good show.
I love Barry. Shout out Barry. I love Barry. I don't have much to talk about, and I have to be at work in 6 hours.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Excited for that.
He's ready. Ready for Mother's Day.
I have to be up in 5 hours. I have to be at work in 6. I'm excited. It's going to be great.
He likes his job.
I hate so many things, but I do like the job.
When I got a new job. I never finished saying that. Yeah. I'm a server now. Yay.
I'm so glad you got out of a kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you glad about that?
Because you're better as a server.
I am, yeah.
You're better in the service industry on that side of the service industry.
I like handling people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad my observation, I spilled water almost immediately. So that was great.
I spilled $1,000 worth of champagne on a lady's fur coat. Shit happens.
3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And then the lady wanted me fired, and my boss was like, no, I saw what happened. He's not getting fired.
We're pissed.
Shit happens.
But
yeah, they were like, we're going to yell at him, but like, he's not getting fired. And I was just like,
oh my God. Have you ever had those moments where your boss pulls you in the other room and you're like, I'm supposed to be yelling at you because you did something wrong, but you didn't do something really wrong?
Oh, I once smacked a dude's face with a frying pan.
Why?
Because I was training him to be a dishwasher, and he sucked at it. And on my last day, my boss was like, make sure he does all the dishes. And I was like, he's not fucking gonna. And my boss was like, make sure he does. So I just didn't do dishes. Whole day. I was like, you gotta do the dishes. At the end of the day, it's my last day. He's like, man, you fucking suck. I'm like, excuse me? Like, me and my buddies from there still joke that I was the best dishwasher they ever had. I was so good, they hired 3 new dishwashers, and they still had me do dishes because those kids sucked. Mm-hmm. So I was doing line work, prep cooking, and then at the end of the night, I'd do all the dishes, and then I'd go home. It was awful. But so I trained this kid, and he sucked. And he just didn't want to work. And so at the end of the day, he's like, you're awful. I'm like, excuse me? He pops off. I'm like, okay, cool. And then he gives me a frying pan. Little tiny one. And he's like, I'm pretty sure if somebody gave you this and asked you, where does it go, you wouldn't know what to do with it. And I was sure I'd know what to do with it. And I went, I'd hand it to you and tell you, hey, clean this and put it away for me. And he went, fuck you. And I just, little smack, little fucking ding. And then I handed it to him and I said, so you should probably clean that now. And I went straight into my boss's office, told him everything that happened, and he went, that's assault. And I went, yep. And he went, okay. Since it's your last day and you're almost done, leave for the day. You're done. And I went, okay. And he went, I'm going to tell the kid I fired you. And then he went, we're not going to rehire him next year because he sucks. And I went, thank God. And he went, you're going to be here for sure. And I went, yes, I am. And he went, cool. So we're just going to tell the kid we fired you immediately. Thank you. And he shook my hand. And I was like, cool. This is great. And I went upstairs and all my buddies were like, there he is. Because all day I was just leaving this kid to do dishes and hanging out with my friends.
Oh, yeah.
So I went upstairs. They were like, is he doing dishes? And I went, no, I think I knocked a tooth out. And they were like, what? And I told them, and I was like, yeah, so I'm going home. Great working with you guys. See you next summer. And just left. I was like, fuck this place.
Is that Tanglewood?
Yeah, it was Tanglewood. Worst place on earth.
That just reminds me of I used to work at a radio station, and I was my first day, and they told me one time, but it was supposed to be earlier, and so I'm driving in, and they call me when I'm halfway there. It's an hour drive in.
Yeah. And
they call me when I'm halfway there. They're like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm on my way in. They're like, you were supposed to be here at 6. And I'm like, I thought I was supposed to be there at 6:30. And they're like, no. First, message is supposed to be out at 6:30. Your recording is supposed to start at 6. And I'm like, nobody communicated that to me. I'll be in really soon. I'm really sorry about that. And so I came in. I was like, I'm so sorry. It's my first day. Bad impression off the bat. That sucks so bad. And I'm really sorry. And I got pulled into the next room because the manager of the whole station was fucking pissed. He was so mad, red in the face. This 65-year-old dude was so mad. And then the assistant manager, DJ, was like, you come with me. And he pulled me into a room, which was all glass, so the other manager could see us. DJ's 6 years older than me. Mm-hmm. Sits down with me, and he's loudly, sternly I'm supposed to be yelling at you, but I'm not going to do that because I'm sure you're going to do a good job, and I'm excited for you to work for us, and this was a mistake, and I think he's overreacting, but I'm going to pretend like I'm yelling at you, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm so sorry. I'm really excited to be working here, and from outside, it just looked like we were just yelling at each other. And then I walked out and heard the manager just go, good job, give him a good reaming out. He'll never do that again. And I'm like, man, that was great. I fucking went to work and never went there again. That place sucked. Woo. Don't work at a radio station for $50 a day. A day.
That's a you problem.
Yeah, that was bad. I was an intern. But.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm tired.
That's everything I got. I'm going to go to bed now.
Yeah, I'm tired. He's tired. I got to edit. But we'll see you guys in the next episode. On time this time. See ya.
Toodles.